Hello my friends and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how I create this beautiful still life painting that I have named Tea with Friends. I took the photo at my friend's house. I thought it would make a beautiful painting. I'm going to show you step by step how I create a still life painting and all the different textures. As you can see, there is glass, there is ceramic, clear glass, metal, wood, leather, countertop, tiles. A still life painting can be beautiful and exciting. And if you would like to see the steps and techniques that I use when creating a still life painting, stay with me and let's paint together. Today I'm working on 16 by 12 canvas board, and I prepared my canvas last night with a little bit of gesso. I mixed the gesso with a little bit of burnt sienna and burnt amber to create this warm peachy brown color. The surface receives the paint much better if it has been prepared with gesso. This is my reference photo that I took at a friend's house. And as you can see, it's very warm. I've also done a couple of watercolor sketches. This is the first one with the lamp. And the second one without the lamp. I wasn't sure if I wanted to include the lamp or not, and I put it to a vote. It was almost 50-50 split, but the lamp won, so I'm going to include the lamp. I've also done my sketch on some tracing paper, and I've adjusted the proportions to suit my painting. I made this lamp a lot shorter than my reference photo, and I've adjusted this oil bottle as well, just to create a little more balance and harmony in my painting. My little friend is there checking things out. Now that I have prepared my canvas with a soft, warm color, I'm going to find the place where I want the elements of my painting to be. I'm going to look at the best place, and I'm going to secure it with some tape, with painter's tape. And the only thing I'm going to trace for now is going to be the tiles at the back. I want to do my background first. This is what worked best for me. I always like to do a rough sketch on paper or on tracing paper, because hopefully this will save me some time doing corrections later on when I'm painting. And I can do this painting in the stages that I like to follow, which is painting from the back forward. I have traced the tiles. That's the only thing I've done. And I want to start painting my background based on what I've done on my sketches, which is going to be a lot warmer in this area and lighter, of course, as it gets close to the light source. I'm also using a very limited palette. I find it gives the paintings more harmony. This has become one of my favorite tools to use, which is the folk art blending gel. It really helped to make the paint flow in the canvas. Liquitex has one too. This matte medium works very well too. So I'm going to start by doing the top part. I'm applying some blending gel at the top, just a light coat to help my acrylic paint flow. My background is just about done. The tiles took me longer than I expected, but that is okay. I want to keep it loose and not with too much detail, since the key elements are going to be the teapot, the oil bottle, and the lamp. But with this sponge, I'm going to add some texture to the countertop. I ended up using a couple of sponges to create the effect of my countertop. I'm going to let all this dry for the rest of the day. The background doesn't have to be really detailed. It needs to support the main elements of your painting. And now that I feel I'm happy with it, I'm going to let it dry. Okay, my friends, I allowed the background to dry overnight. And yesterday I traced my pattern. And after that, I coated all my main subjects with some unbleached titanium. I prefer unbleached titanium because the paint is very opaque and it covers extremely well the background. Now that my subjects are on my canvas, I let it all dry overnight so it's nice and dry, and I can start painting. The key with this process is to allow enough time for the background to dry, preferably overnight. And once you block in your main subjects and paint them with a neutral color, to allow this to dry as well. Because if you keep adding layers and layers of paint in a short time frame, what you're going to do is you're going to start lifting the paint and all the hard work that you have done. So it's better to be patient and let it dry. Now at this stage, what I like to do is I start bringing all the elements together with layers of color to bring them all together at the same time. I find this works well for me. And as you can see, I have changed the lamp. Once my elements were in here, I decided that I wanted this one to look more like an oil lamp. So I changed it. That's the beauty of painting. It's not like a photo. You can change anything you want and make it look exactly the way you want to. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start applying layers of colors to all my elements and start to bring them forward at the same pace. I have put a light layer on all the components, and working this way, it allows the layers to dry. So now that I've done a layer on everything, I've gone back and added a little bit to the oil bottle, and now I'm adding my second layer of red. And by working all my components at the same time, then I find I can make them all work together with each other. That way no element competes with the other one because they're being done at the same time, if that makes any sense. What I also like to do is with a wet Q-tip, start scraping a little bit of the paint where my highlights are going to be. I haven't looked at this painting for a couple of days now, and that is always a good thing because you look at the painting with fresh eyes. I can really see what it needs to be done, and in this case I'm going to work a little bit more on this lamp. I want the edges to be a little smoother, and of course I'm going to add more dimension to my teapot, and yeah, just gonna keep adding layers to my main subjects, and probably the last, the flame and the glass. My painting, Tea with Friends, is just about done. I might revisit in a couple of days and maybe do some touch-ups, but as far as I'm concerned, this painting is done. And as you can see, the way I do my still life paintings is I start with the background. Once I'm happy with the background, I transfer the main elements of my painting. Then depending on the color of the background, if it's dark or with different textures like this one, I paint my main elements in an unbleached white, which is very opaque and it covers very well. That way I can paint on top and make my colors really crisp. Then I work maybe another 2 or 3 sessions in adding my layers of paint. The key is to let the paint dry overnight, hopefully, in between layers. That way you're not lifting the paint you had just put in and creating more work for yourself, really. I hope you enjoyed this still life, Tea with Friends. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any future content from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.